Midnight. The city never really sleeps. It just changes its face. Different stories come out at night. Let me tell you what I've seen. Midnight Chronicles. And the city's got a heartbeat of its own. Every soul out walking, trying to find their way home. I observe the movement from my elevated space. Every story on the street got a human face. The taxi driver working his third shift in a row, sending money back to family in a place I never know. The nurse who just got off and takes the long way home, because the long way has more light and she don't walk alone. A young couple arguing outside the Chinese spot, saying things they'll both regret, but in the moment cannot stop. The old man at the bus stop with his life inside a bag, who used to have an address and a family and a flag. The Midnight Chronicles are written in the movement of a city that is constantly in search of improvement. Every face a novel, every stride a paragraph, every conversation is the first half of an epitaph. Midnight Chronicles, stories of the night. Midnight Chronicles, darkness before light. Every shadow holds a secret, every corner holds a tale. Midnight Chronicles, the truth beyond the veil. Open up your eyes and see what midnight really shows. The city's truest face is what the midnight always knows. Midnight Chronicles, written in the street, the stories of the people that the daylight never meets. Yeah. The poet and the prophet walking side by side, the hustler and the dreamer on the same midnight ride. Different destinations but the same burning desire to rise above the ashes and escape the fire. I've been a midnight wanderer since I was 17, walking through the city, processing everything I've seen. The midnight has a clarity that daylight cannot match, a stillness in the chaos where the real thoughts attach to the deeper understanding of the world and of yourself. When the performance of the daytime gets put back on the shelf and you're just a human being moving through the dark, guided by whatever burns inside you like a spark. I've written my best verses in the hours past 12, when the world was finally quiet and I could be myself. Midnight is the mirror that reflects the truest you, the one that exists beneath the face you show the crew. Every city has its midnight and its midnight has its truth. The stories of the elders and the stories of the youth, the ones who work the overnight because they have no choice, and the ones who walk the midnight just to find their voice. I see them all as chapters in the same unfolding book, and every time I walk these streets I stop and take a look at the human story playing out in real time on the stage of a city that is living through a complicated age. Yeah. Now it's 3 a.m. and the streets are almost bare, just the sound of distant sirens cutting through the air. I sit on the fire escape and let the city breathe, let the midnight air fill up everything I need to write the next verse, to find the next truth, to connect the elders' wisdom to the hunger of the youth. Because the Midnight Chronicles are more than observation, they're a form of documentation, a form of meditation on the human condition in the modern age, on the stories that deserve to be written on the page, the ones the morning news won't cover, won't report, the ones that fall between the cracks of every chord of public opinion and a popular concern. The Midnight Chronicles are stories we must learn to tell with honesty and with compassion and with care, cause the people in these stories deserve more than a stare. Midnight Chronicles, stories of the night. Midnight Chronicles, darkness before light. Every shadow holds a secret, every corner holds a tale. Midnight Chronicles, oh oh. Midnight Chronicles, oh oh. The truth beyond the veil. Midnight Chronicles. Midnight Chronicles. Midnight Chronicles. The city never stops telling its story. You just have to be willing to listen. Past midnight, past the noise, into the truth. Midnight Chronicles. I used to think the world was against me. Then I realized the war was always internal. Everything I feared was a mirror. Everything I fought was myself. Mind over matter. Let me explain. They gave me a label, but I never wore it. They handed me lemons, but I always ignored it. My mind is a weapon sharper than a razor. My words cut through darkness like a spiritual laser. Grew up in a system designed for me to fail. Every standardized test was another form of jail. But I studied human nature, studied cause and effect. Learned that self-awareness is the ultimate respect. Meditate on purpose every morning before dawn. Before the world could tell me what to put my focus on. I chose to build my mind before I built my bank. Chose wisdom over status, chose substance over rank. They call me slow, they call me different, called me strange. Said I'd never amount to nothing, said I couldn't change. But change was all I ever did from day to day. Evolving past the version of myself from yesterday. Mind over matter, I'm breaking every chain. Mind over matter, turning sunshine out of rain. They tried to define me with their boxes and their rules, but the sharpest weapon that I carry is my truth. Mind over matter, the battle starts within. Mind over matter, that's where I begin. You can have the world, but if your mind ain't free, then all the golden glory doesn't mean a thing to me. Meditate on purpose every morning I wake, calculating every single move that I make. They sleeping on potential, I'm already awake. I'm building something real while the world debates fake. Read every book I could get my hands upon. Langston choose the ball when every dusk to dawn. Learn that knowledge is the currency that never devalues. Learn that wisdom is the armor that the enemy can't see through. Emotional intelligence, that's the real degree. Understanding why I feel the things that live in me. Therapy and journaling is sitting with the pain instead of numbing out and letting darkness take the reins. Because the mind is like a garden, you get what you grow. Plant the seeds of purpose and watch the harvest show. Poisoning means poison, now it works the same way. So I'm careful what I feed my mind and spirit every day. Tell me what you see when you look in my eyes. It's a broken generation or a man on the rise. Tell me what you hear when you listen to my words. Is it just the music or is it something you've never heard? I'm not performing, I'm processing out loud. Taking private pain and sharing it with the crowd. Because if one person hears this and decides to fight, then every word I ever wrote was absolutely right. The greatest revolution is the one inside your head. The greatest liberation is releasing fear and dread. I spent so many years imprisoned by my doubt. Couldn't see the exit, couldn't find my way out. But the mind is more resilient than we ever give it credit. Every story we believe about ourselves we can edit. Rewrite the narrative, reclaim the authorship of the life you're living. In the future you equip. Now I move through every room with an elevated sense of who I am and what I'm worth and where I'm going hence. Mind over matter means I choose my response to every situation, every morning, every once. And when the darkness comes, because it always will, I reach inside my mind and find that place is still, where the noise can't penetrate and the doubt can't win. Mind over matter starts again and again. Mind over matter, I'm breaking every chain. Mind over matter, turning sunshine out of rain. They tried to define me with their boxes and their rules, but the sharpest weapon that I carry is my truth. Mind over matter. The war is internal, the victory is internal. Mind over matter. Everything you need is already inside you. Don't let them convince you otherwise. Mind over matter. This is how we rise.
Yo, you remember those Sunday mornings when the music just meant something different? When everything slowed down just enough to actually feel it? Yeah, take it back. Take it back. Yeah, jazz in the background, incense in the air, soul food on the stove, love beyond compare. Sunday mornings remind me where I come from. Before the noise, before the fame, before the drum. Woke up to the smell of biscuits and the sound of Marvin Gaye. Before the world outside could take the peace of mind away. Granddaddy in his chair with the newspaper and coffee. Grandmama in the kitchen, everything was lovely. The vinyl crackled like it had a story of its own. Every scratch and imperfection made it feel like home. We didn't stream the music, we sat and we listened. Every note was precious, every melody glistened. Before the algorithm told us what we ought to feel. Before the playlist curated everything that's real. We chose the record, dropped the needle, let it play. And the music filled the room in such a different way. Old school Sunday. Take me back in time when music had a meaning and a reason and a rhyme. Old school Sunday. Vinyl on the player, life was complicated but the music made it major. Old school Sunday. Sitting with the family, before the phones divided everybody sang it. I can still feel it now, the way the music used to make us all bow down. Grandma humming gospel while the record spins. Before the world got heavy and before the chaos wins. Those memories are golden, keep them close and tight. Old school Sunday feeling every single night. The neighborhood would gather on the front porch after church. Somebody always brought a speaker, somebody brought dessert. The elders told their stories and the children listened close. And the music played the soundtrack for the things that matter most. No filter on the laughter, no edit on the love. Everything was analog and everything was enough. The bass would rattle windows and the melody was soaring. Every song they played felt like it opened up a door to something deeper than the surface, something more than sound. A vibration that connected every soul around. That's what music used to be before it became content. Before the streams and downloads and the algorithms went. I still put the record on when the world gets too loud. Still find the music in the silence when I need to come down. There's something in the warmth of an analog sound that digital perfection hasn't figured out yet. The imperfection is the beauty, the crack is the light. Old school Sunday lives in me every night. Kids on Sunday, show them where the music came from, show them the old way. Put on Coltrane, put on Stevie, put on Tribe. Let them feel the music that kept all of us alive. Through the civil rights and struggle, through the pain and the fight. Music was the weapon that they used against the night. And every generation that comes after needs to know the roots that feed the branches and the seeds that make things grow. Old school Sunday is a practice and a prayer, a reminder that the best things in life were always there. Before the noise, before the hustle, before the constant chase. Music was a sanctuary, music was a sacred space. So I carry it with me wherever I may go. The Sunday morning feeling that the old records know. And I'll pass it to my children and they'll pass it down the line. Old school Sunday, standing still inside of time. Old school Sunday, take me back in time when music had a meaning and a reason and a rhyme. Old school Sunday, vinyl on the player, life was complicated but the music made it major. Old school Sunday, you can't stream this feeling, you can't download this memory. This is something you gotta live. Old school Sunday, forever. Yo, real talk. No games, no smoke, no performance. Just truth. Everything I'm about to say, I lived it. Every word, real talk. I don't sugarcoat nothing, I speak what I live. Every word I spit is everything I give. Been through the fire, walked through the rain. Tattooed every lesson on my heart and my brain. Lost people I love to the streets and the system, to the pills and the bottles and the pain that they're in.
Watch the strongest people I know crumble and break under pressures that no human soul should have to take. But I'm still here standing, still putting pen to page, still converting all the anger into grief into rage. Not the destructive kind, that kind that fuels the fire, that keeps you moving forward when the world calls you a liar. Real talk means you say the thing that nobody wants to hear. Real talk means you face the thing that fills you up with fear. Real talk means you look into the mirror every day and you own every decision that brought you to this place. Real talk, no filter, no fake. Real talk, this is everything at stake. I've been down so long that the bottom feels like home. Real talk, I was never really alone. Real talk, I'm telling you the truth. Real talk, for the elders and the youth. No sugarcoating, no performance, no show. Real talk is the only language that I know. God kept me breathing when I wanted to quit. Every dark moment was preparing me for it. For the moment when the light finally breaks through. Real talk, everything I went through made me new. I've been angry at the world, angry at the sky, angry at the God I pray to, asking him why. Why the good ones leave so early, why the pain cuts so deep, why the nights are so much longer than I need them to be. But real talk, I found the answers in the quiet, in the stillness after chaos, after all the riot. The answers weren't outside me, they were always within. Real talk starts the moment you decide to begin to take responsibility for what you can control and release the things that weigh upon your spirit and your soul. Real talk is the hardest conversation you'll have with the person in the mirror looking back through the glass. I'm not perfect, never claimed to be. I made mistakes that I still carry with me. But real talk means you own it. You don't hide from the shame. You learn the lesson and you never play the victim game. Real talk means your word is worth more than your image. Real talk means you finish every single thing you begin with. Integrity is currency that never devalues. Real talk is the foundation that the rest of life builds through. Now I speak to every person who is holding it in, who's been carrying the weight of everything they've been through, the trauma and the heartbreak and the loss and the grief. Real talk is the beginning of your own relief. You don't have to have it figured out to start the journey. You don't have to see the whole road, just the next turn clearly. Real talk with yourself is where the healing begins. Real talk with your people is how love wins. I've seen too many brothers swallow everything whole, pretend that they were solid while it swallowed their soul. Real talk is not weakness, it's the bravest thing you do, to stand in your own truth and let the world see through. So I'm giving you my real talk. Every bar and every line, every verse is a confession, every word is a sign that the ones who speak the truth are the ones who survive. Real talk is the reason that I'm still alive. Real talk, no filter, no fake. Real talk, this is everything at stake. I've been down so long that the bottom feels like home. But real talk, I was never really alone. Real talk, no more hiding, no more pretending. The truth is the only thing that sets you free. Real talk, that's all I got.
Yeah, they never thought I'd make it this far, but here I am. Let me tell you how it really went down. Yeah. They never thought I'd make it this far, but here I am. Let me tell you how it really went down. Started from the bottom, concrete jungle raised me. Mama worked 2 jobs, the system tried to phase me. Books in one hand and the other held a dream. Nothing's what it seemed, but I built my own regime. 7 years old, watching through the window pane, seeing older brothers getting swallowed by the game. Promised myself I never let the streets define what God already wrote inside this heart of mine. Teachers told me sit down, told me pipe my dreams. Said a kid from my block couldn't bust through the seams, but I stayed up every night with a pencil and a pad, writing down the future that I never really had. Every morning felt like war just to make it through the day, dodging every bullet that the universe was sprayed. But I kept my eyes forward, kept my spirit tall, learned that every stumble wasn't meant to be a fall. I rise from nothing, watch me touch the sky. Every scar I carry tells you exactly why. They counted me out, left me cold on the street, but a king don't fall, he just adjusts his feet. Rise from nothing. This is more than a song. Rise from nothing. I've been proving them wrong. Every single day I wake up and I grind. Rise from nothing. It's a state of mind. Used to count the pennies, now I'm counting my blessings. Every L I took became a lifelong lesson. They said I never make it, wrote it off in stone. Now I'm writing history, sitting on my throne. Remember cold Decembers with no heat in the house. Mama praying quietly, trying not to let it out. But I heard her every night through the paper-thin walls. Swore I'd change our story before the curtain falls. Worked the overnight shift just to save a little bread. Kept the music in my heart and the visions in my head. People doubted everything, the talent and the drive, but the fire that they questioned is the reason I'm alive. Now I look back at the valley from the mountain where I stand. Every scar upon my body was the making of a man. And I carry on my people every step along the way. Rise from nothing isn't just a song, it's what I say. To every kid who's sleeping on a dream right now, to every soul who's wondering if they'll figure out how, I'm telling you the darkness is just temporary pain. Every flower needs the struggle just to bloom in the rain. Don't let them steal your vision, don't let them take your fire. The only thing between you and your dream is the desire. Now I'm standing at the top of everything I built. No shortcuts, no handouts, no compromise, no guilt. Every person who believed in me when no one else would. Every prayer that was whispered in my old neighborhood. I dedicate this moment to the ones who held me down, to the ones who never left me when the world would frown. Legacy is more than what you leave when you're gone. It's the seed you plant in people so they carry it on. So I write these words with purpose. Every syllable is real. Every line is soaked in everything I've ever had to feel. From the bottom to wherever this journey takes me next, I remain the same in spirit, different only in context. To rise from nothing, that's the motto till I'm done. Till the last breath leaves my body and the race is finally run. And if my children ask me how I made it through the night, I'll say I rose from nothing and I kept my eyes on light. Rise from nothing. Watch me touch the sky. Every scar I carry tells you exactly why. They counted me out, left me cold on the street. But a king don't fall, he just adjusts his feet. Rise from nothing. This is more than a song. Rise from nothing. I've been proving them wrong. Every single day I wake up and I grind. Rise from nothing. It's a state of mind. Rise from nothing. Rise. But they can't stop what God already written everything I am, everything I lost. And I paid for every blessing with the ultimate cost. This is for the ones still in the valley right now. Your time is coming. Trust the process. Rise. You know what a soul survivor is? It ain't just somebody who made it through. Somebody who made it through and kept their soul intact. That's the real miracle. Soul survivor. Soul survivor. Soul survivor. Yeah, I've been through the storm and came out the other side. Couldn't find a reason, but I still kept my pride. Soul survivor, that's the only title I need. Planted in the concrete, still managed to see the ground around me with the things that I believe. Even when the evidence was hard to perceive, that anything was worth it, that the morning would come, that the darkness had a limit and the battle could be won. I've sat with depression in the corner of my room, felt the weight of nothing pressing down like a tomb. But something in me, deeper than the pain could reach, kept whispering the truth that was just beyond my speech. That this was not the end and this was just a storm. That on the other side of this was something warm. Soul survivor means you trust that truth that you're worth. Soul survivor means you let the healing come first. Soul survivor, I made it through the night. Soul survivor, I finally found my light. They wrote me off, they counted down my days. But soul survivor got 1,000 different ways. Oh, soul survivor, still standing in
Yeah. Healing isn't linear, it goes up and it dips. But every time I stumble, I tighten up my grip. Soul survivor means I carry all my scars. Wore them like a necklace, wore them like the stars. I used to be ashamed of everything I've been through. Used to hide the chapters that I didn't want you to view. But the most healing thing I ever did was speak it out loud. Was to say the painful truth in front of a crowd. And find that I was not alone in what I felt. That others have been sitting with the same hand I was dealt. Soul survivor means you share the path you walk. So the ones behind you have a map when they get lost. I'm not just rapping about triumph, I'm rapping about the fall, about the moments on the floor with your back against the wall. Because that's where the real story lives, inside the dark. Soul survivor found the light inside the deepest dark. If you're in the middle of the storm right now, if you can't see the shoreline, and you don't know how you're gonna make it to the other side alive, I'm telling you it's someone who survived. The storm is not your ending, it's your transformation. The breakdown is the beginning of your elevation. Soul survivor is not something that you choose. It's something that you become when you refuse to lose. Now I look back at the valley from the mountain where I stand, and I understand that every step was part of the plan. Not a plan that I could see when I was deep inside the pain, but a plan that only makes sense looking back through the rain. Soul survivor means you hold the one still in the valley. You go back and you reach down and you rally. The ones who were where you were when you couldn't see the way. You tell them what you know now, that the night gives way to day. And maybe they won't hear it in the moment of the dark, but you plant the seed of hope inside the most unlikely heart. Cause that's what the ones before me did for me, when I couldn't see the forest and I couldn't find the tree. Soul survival is a cycle, it's a chain of hands, reaching back to pull the next one up from sinking sands. I made it through, and now my purpose is to show that the soul survives the storm and it continues to grow. Soul survivor, I made it through the night. Soul survivor, I finally found my light. They wrote me off, they counted down my days. But soul survivors got 1,000 different ways. Soul survivor, if you're still here, you're still here for a reason. Soul survivor, the storm doesn't get the last word. You do. Soul survivor, keep going.
You know the streets got their own language, their own rules, their own religion. Let me break it down for you. This is the street gospel. Listen close. Hey. Yeah. Grew up where the street lights flicker like they gave up. Corner boys with futures that the system ate up. Pops was ghosts, so I learned from the pavement. Every crack in the sidewalk was my daily statement. 12 years old and I already knew the score. Seen things no child should ever have to see before. But the block was my classroom and the elders were my teachers. Survival was the sermon and the hustlers were the preachers. Mama held it down with a dignity so strong, singing church songs in the kitchen all day long. She never let the poverty define what we were worth. Said, baby, you were chosen long before your birth. So I carry the words like armor through the storm. Every cold and bitter winter, she became my warmth. Every time the world would shake me to my core, I remember what she told me, and I pushed for more. This is street gospel, truth between the lines. Read it like a Bible. Every word and every rhyme, we ain't just rapping, we surviving every day. Street gospel, hear what we gotta say. Open up your ears and let the message sink in deep. These are words for the ones who couldn't fall asleep. Street gospel, written in the blood and sweat. Stories that the world ain't heard or hasn't heard yet. Yeah, mama said pray, the block says stay sharp. Caught between the church and the cold dark, but I held my ground, kept my head level. Every demon I faced made me a better rebel. Watch my homeboy get swallowed by the game at 17. Brightest mind I ever knew, you know what I mean. Could've been a doctor, could've been a lawyer in the court, but the system had a different kind of future in store. I still think about him every time I write a bar. I wonder what he could've been, wonder where we are. In a world that throws away his brightest light so fast, how many futures have we buried in the past? So I rap for every name that the world forgot, for every dream that got extinguished on the block. Street gospel is the testimony of the ones who fell, and the ones still standing, living through the hell. Between the lines of every verse is a life that's real. Between the notes of every beat is the way we feel. Don't turn the channel, don't skip past what we say. Street gospel, they never air today. Listen to the frequency beneath the heavy bass. Look into the mirror and you'll recognize the face of every person who has ever had to fight just to see another morning, just to see another life. Years later, now I'm standing in a different place, but I carry every memory of every face. The old man on the corner with the wisdom in his eyes, the young girl with the baby trying hard to survive, the veteran who came home but never really came back, the family getting evicted with their life in the sack. These are the stories that the radio won't play. These are the verses that I write and have to say, because if I don't say it, then who's gonna speak the truth for the elders getting older and the struggling youth? Street gospel is a calling, not a career choice. Every bar I spit is giving voiceless people voice. And when they ask me why I rap about the pain, I say, because the sunshine only matters after rain. Street gospel, this is more than entertainment. This is documentation. This is real life statement. This is street gospel, truth between the lines, read it like a Bible. Every word and every rhyme. We ain't just rapping, we surviving every day. Street gospel, hear what we gotta say. Street gospel, oh. For every block, every borough, every city, oh. For every name we lost too soon. For every prayer that went up from the concrete, this is our gospel. This is our truth. Street gospel. Street gospel. The block always kept it real with me. More real than most people I know. The block don't lie. Let me tell you why. The block don't lie. Yeah. The block don't lie. It's real. The block don't lie. Oh, yeah. The block don't lie. It shows you who you are before the record deals, before the fancy cars. It strips you down to nothing but your will and your word, and every truth you ever lived and every prayer you heard. I grew up on the street where everybody knew your name and everybody knew your business and everybody knew your pain. No privacy, no secrets in the neighborhood we shared, but also no abandonment. Somebody always cared. When the lights got cut off, somebody brought a plate. When the family was struggling, the neighbors wouldn't wait to show up with whatever they could spare from what they had. Black community was the family when things were bad. The block don't lie about what real community means. It don't lie about the beauty hiding under hard scenes. It don't lie about the love that exists in the struggle. It don't lie about the strength it takes to work through the rubble. The block don't lie. It keeps it all the way real. The block don't lie. It shows you how to feel before the world knew your name. You were just a kid on the corner. Now you made it out. But you still carry the honor. It never did and never will. It gave you every skill, every lesson that you needed for the life that you built. And that's why you carry no guilt. I go back sometimes just
to feel the ground. Stand on the same corner, hear the same sound. The block reminds me every time I forget that where you come from shapes you never let it go yet. I seen the gentrification swallow blocks whole. Seen the culture get replaced in the community sold to the highest bidder, to the developer's dream. While the people who built it all pushed out of the scene. The block don't lie about what happens when the money comes in. When the coffee shops replace the spots we used to be in. When the rent goes up and the old faces disappear. In the neighborhood you grew up in, it's suddenly unclear. The block don't lie about the cost of progress made. When the ones who built the culture are the ones who have to trade their homes and their history for someone else's vision. The block don't lie, it's a complicated decision. But the spirit of the block can't be demolished or developed. It lives inside the people who were raised and who were sheltered by the community, the culture, and the code. The block don't lie, it travels with you down every road. You carry it in how you greet a stranger on the street, and how you share your table and your food when people eat. The block don't lie, it lives in your DNA. The block don't lie, it never really goes away. Now I'm older and I see the block through different eyes. I see the beauty and the struggle and the compromise. I see the resilience of people who refuse to break under every pressure that the system chose to make. The block don't lie about the strength of ordinary people who never made the news but held the community together equal. The coaches and the teachers and the elders on the porch who passed the wisdom down and kept the culture as a torch, burning through the generations, lighting up the way for the children of the children who are living today. The block don't lie, and neither do the people who came from it. The block don't lie, and I'm a living testament to it. Every verse I write is dedicated to the ground where I learned to walk and learn to fall and learn to be found. The block don't lie, it never did, it never will. The block is where I'm from and where I'm living still. Block don't lie, it keeps it all the way real. The block don't lie, it shows you how to feel. Before the world knew your name, you were just a kid on the corner. Now you made it out. Never did, never will. The block don't lie. From the West Coast to the East Coast, the block don't lie. From every hood and every city, the block don't lie. The block don't lie. That's real. Yeah. From the Marcy projects to the whole globe, this is how we carry it, Brooklyn. Let's go. I came from the borough where the hustlers got degrees. Not from college halls, but from blood, sweat, and streets. Self-made is the motto, self-taught is the method. Every setback I faced was a lesson. I collected Bed-Stuy, do or die was more than just a slogan. It was the operating system, the code I was coded in. Watch the corner boys flick work with an MBA mind. Supply and demand, economics on the grind. But I took those same instincts and redirected the energy. Turned street intelligence into corporate weaponry. Walked into every boardroom with the block on my back. Suit pressed to perfection, but my soul stays black. They try to separate the man from where he came from, but Brooklyn is the blood that runs through every vein, son. You can dress it up in luxury, put it in a frame, but the borough made the man and I'll forever claim. We've been doing this for years, turning pain to platinum, turning struggle into cheers. From the block to the boardroom, we carry our roots. Brooklyn to the world. Now the whole world salutes. This is more than geography, this is a state of mind. Brooklyn to the world. We've been ahead of our time. Every borough got their story, every city got their pride. But Brooklyn to the world is where legends reside. Suit and tie by day, but my soul stays raw. I remember every rule before I learned the law. They say success changed me, nah, I changed the game. Same hunger in my belly, just a different frame. Remember counting quarters for the Chinese food spot. Now I'm in the meetings where they're moving off the top. But I never lost the compass, never lost the North Star. Never forgot the distance between where I was and where we are. Took my people with me every step along the climb. Make sure every table that I sat at had a dime. Not to slang the currency, the real investment made in the ones who paved the way and never got repaid. Brooklyn taught me loyalty runs deeper than the contract. Brooklyn taught me family is the only thing intact. When the world strips everything and leaves you with the core, Brooklyn is the foundation, always worth fighting for. So every kid in every borough who is grinding right now, to every first generation dreamer trying to figure out how the path is not a straight line and the road to have its bends. But where you start don't have to be the place where your story ends. Carry your beginning like a badge and not a burden. The place that made you strong is worth the celebrating certain. Yeah. Now they study how we move, they sample how we speak. The culture that we built from the bottom every week. Brooklyn exported genius to every corner of the earth and never got the credit that was equal to its worth. But we don't need the validation, we know what we built. We carry all the glory without carrying the guilt of a world that took our culture and forgot to say the name of the borough and the people who invented half the game. So I say it loud and proud in every verse I write. Brooklyn to the world, from the morning to the night, from the stoop to the stadium, from the corner to the chart. Brooklyn lives forever in the music and the art. And when they write the history of this era we created, that it showed that Brooklyn sorta never was defeated. Brooklyn to the world, we've been doing this since day. Brooklyn to the world, and that's all I gotta say. We've been doing this for years, turning pain to platinum, turning struggle into cheers. From the block to the boardroom, we carry our roots. Now the whole world salutes. Best died, Crown Heights, Flatbush, Bushwick. Every corner, every block, every face. We made it.
You ever see a flower growing through concrete? Through asphalt, through the hardest ground? That's the most beautiful thing in the world to me, because nobody planted it there. Nobody watered it. It just grew. Concrete flowers. Yeah, yeah. She grew up in the projects, but her spirit was free. Mama told her, baby, you can be what you see. In a world that tried to dim her, she burned even in bright. Concrete flower blooming in the middle of the night. They told her that her neighborhood was a ceiling, that the dreams she was dreaming weren't worth believing. But she kept a journal underneath the mattress every night, filling pages with the future she was going to write. First in the family to walk across the stage, first to turn the struggle into something more than rage. She carried every doubt like fuel inside her chest, and converted every no into the drive to be the best. Not the best for competition, best for her own soul, best for every little girl who needed to be whole, who needed to see someone who looked like her succeed. Concrete flower planting her own revolutionary seed. Concrete flowers growing through the cracks. Concrete flowers never looking back in the hardest soil. Beauty finds a way. Concrete flowers bloom regardless of the day. This is who we are, rising from the darkness to become our own stars. Nobody watered us, nobody tilled the ground, but concrete flowers always seem to find their way around. He was told his zip code was his destiny, that the system had already written his recipe for failure, for the prison, for the early grave. That every statistic said that he was already made into something less than what he knew himself to be. But knowledge is the lockpick and the mind is always free. He read every book the library would give him, built a world inside his mind that they could never imprison. Mentors found him, recognized the fire in his eyes, told him that his circumstance was just a temporary guise, that the real him was the one who stayed up late to learn. The real him was the hunger and the fire and the burn. Concrete flower pushing through the weight of expectation. Concrete flower building his own form of liberation. From the block to the classroom to the stage where he now stands. Concrete flower, everything he built with his own hands. The hardest ground produces the most resilient roots. The deepest pain produces the most resonant truths. Every concrete flower carries the story of their soil. Every scar is just the evidence of beauty and of toil. Don't pity the flower growing through the crack. Celebrate the miracle of never looking back. Now I look across the city and I see them everywhere. Concrete flowers blooming in the most unlikely air. The single mother running her own business on the side. The young man turning trauma into something he can ride into the future, into purpose, into meaning. And all concrete flowers growing from the most broken heart. They are the proof that circumstance is not a final word, that every silent prayer for something better has been heard. And I write about them because the world needs to know that in the hardest places the most beautiful things grow. That the This is the last song, but it's not the ending. It's the beginning of everything that comes next. Forever forward. Let's go. They said I peaked, said my time was done, said the race was over before I even run. But I laced up every morning with the same fire inside. Forever forward is the only gear I ride. I've been through 14 chapters in this album of my life. Through the love and through the heartbreak and the joy and the strife. Through the moments of the midnight and the moments of the dawn. Through the seasons of the hustle and the seasons of the song. Every verse I wrote was documentation of a soul that was breaking and was healing and was learning to behold. That was searching for the frequency beneath the daily noise. That was finding in the music an authentic voice. Forever forward means I take it all with me. Every scar, every lesson, everything I've come to see about the world and about people and about who I am. Forever forward is the only working plan.
Forever forward, never looking back. Forever forward, staying on the track. They can have the yesterday. I'm building tomorrow, turning every loss, every pain, every sorrow into fuel, into fire, into something real. Forever forward, that's the only deal. Every ending is a doorway to a new begin. Forever forward, let the journey start again.
I document the journey so the next one knows the way. That the darkest of the night still leads into a day. I'm not rapping for the charts, I'm rapping for the truth. For the kid who needs to hear it. For the living proof that you can come from nothing and still build something real. That you can carry all the pain and still be able to feel joy and love and purpose and the beauty of the grind. That you can lose yourself completely and still find your mind. Forever forward is a promise to yourself that you won't leave your dreams collecting dust upon a shelf. That you'll show up every morning, even when it's hard. That you keep writing even when you feel you've lost the art. Because the art comes back, the inspiration returns. The fire that you thought went out still smolders and still burns underneath the ash of every disappointment and delay. Forever forward is coming, it's on the way. To everyone who's listened to these 15 songs, who found a piece of their own story somewhere along the verses and the hooks and the bridges and the breaks. I wrote these words for you through all the sleepless nights it takes to build something honest in a world that rewards the fake. To build something lasting in a world of the disposable. To build something human in a world that's lost its soul. Forever forward, that's the mission and the goal. This 15th chapter is a doorway, not a wall. It's the summit of this mountain, but the beginning of them all. The ones that come next, the ones I haven't written yet. The ones that will be shaped by every moment I forget. And every moment I remember when I need it most. The lessons from the people who became my Holy Ghost. My guides, my inspirations, my reasons and my why. Every soul who ever told me to keep reaching for the sky. Forever forward is the legacy I'm leaving in the music, in the words, and the people who are believing that the story isn't over when the final track ends. That the frequency continues and the signal always sends out into the universe the truth of who we are. That we rose from the concrete to become our own stars. That we survived the storm and kept our souls intact. Forever forward and we're never looking back.
Forever forward, never looking back. Forever forward, staying on the track. They can have the yesterday. I'm building tomorrow, turning every loss, every pain, every sorrow into fuel, into fire, into something real. Forever forward, that's the only deal. Every ending is a doorway to a new begin. Forever forward, let the journey start again. This is more than music.
This is survival. This is legacy. This is the frequency of truth. This is the concrete flower. This is the soul survivor. This is the king's mentality. This is the street gospel. This is everything we are. And everything we're becoming. Forever forward. We rise.
There's a frequency that exists
Beyond what most people tune into. A signal beneath the noise. A truth beneath the surface. If you're listening, you'll hear it.
frequency tuned into
to a frequency that most can't receive. Operating on a wavelength, you gotta believe I speak in metaphors and move in meditation. Every bar I write is a form of elevation. Above the noise, above the static, above the distraction, above the constant manufactured call to action, to consuming, to competing, to comparing, to despair about the things we don't possess and the things that aren't there. I tune into a different station every morning, one that speaks of possibility and a dawning of a new way of existing in this complicated time. A frequency of purpose, a frequency of rhyme that connects the ancient wisdom to the modern struggle, that finds the clarity inside the daily rubble of information and opinion in the constant scroll. Frequency is how I keep connected to my soul. Frequency, frequency, we vibrating high. Frequency, frequency, touching the sky. Can you feel the energy coming through the sound? Frequency, lifting us up off the ground. Tune into the signal beneath the noise. Frequency, amplifying every voice of the ones who speak the truth in the world of static. Frequency, the antidote to the automatic. Conscious is the current running through my veins. Every revolution starts inside the brain. I'm not just a rapper, I'm a signal in the noise, cutting through the static with the purpose in the voice. I studied the philosophers and the prophets and the poets, the ones who held the frequency and made sure that we know it, that the truth has always been available to find. If you quiet down the outside world and go inside your mind. Black Star taught me music can be medicine and weapon. Most Death and Talib showed me every word can be a lesson. That hip-hop at its highest is a form of liberation, a frequency of consciousness, a cultural foundation. I carry that tradition in every bar I write. Every verse is dedicated to the frequency of light that pierces through the darkness of the ignorance and fear. Frequency is how the truth becomes clear. Sometimes the signal gets disrupted by the interference of the systems and the structures and the everyday appearance of a world that wants you tuned into consumption and division. Frequency is the act of making a conscious decision to tune back to the source, to tune back to the real, to find a human frequency beneath everything you feel. It takes practice and it takes patience and it takes will, but the frequency is always there, vibrating still. Now I broadcast on this frequency for everyone who's searching, for the ones whose inner signal has been hurting from the constant disconnection of the modern age, from the isolation living on the digital stage. Frequency reminds us that we're all connected still, that beneath the surface differences we share the same will to be understood, to love and to be loved in return, to find our purpose and to let our spirit burn with the fire of the life that's fully consciously lived, with the frequency of everything we have to give to the world, to the culture, to the ones who come after, to the serious conversations and the moments of laughter. I'm broadcasting on this frequency until the signal fades, until the last verse is written and the last beat plays. And even then the frequency will carry on in the hearts of everyone who heard and carried on the song. We vibrating high, frequency, touching the sky. Can you feel the energy coming through the sound? Frequency, lifting us up off the ground. Focus on the frequency of truth is always broadcasting. Frequency. Yo, Wu-Tang style. Oh yeah, every year. Hustle season never ends, yeah. Let's get it. Yeah. Woke up before the sunrise, mind already racing. Every opportunity I see, I'm already chasing. No handouts, no shortcuts, no waiting in line. I carve my own path, every hustle by design. 5 calendars on the wall, 5 goals on the board. Every single morning I am sharpening my sword. Not the metal kind of mental kind of spiritual blade that cuts through every obstacle and every blockade. They sleeping on a vision while I'm building in the dark. Every late night session is a fire, is a spark that ignites the bigger picture that I'm painting in my mind. And the
masterpiece is coming, it's just a matter of time. Sacrifice is real, I gave up comfort for the craft, gave up easy for the meaningful, gave up the laugh for the ones who said I'm working too hard for a dream. But the ones who laugh the loudest never know what things mean. Hustle season all year round, from the silence of the night to the city sound. Hustle season, we don't stop or sleep. We plant the seed so our people can eat. Hustle season, this is more than grind. Hustle season is a discipline of mind. Every sacrifice today is an investment in tomorrow. Hustle season, turning every joy in every sorrow. 5 a.m. the alarm rings, I'm already up. Feeling every hour, never running out of stuff. They say I'm obsessed, I say I'm committed. Every dream I ever had, I already submitted to the universe to work the daily practice. Every skill I'm building is another piece of the fabric of the life I'm weaving thread by thread, day by day. No shortcuts in the loom, no easy shortcuts in the way. I study those who came before, I learn from their mistakes. I take the lessons from the losses and the breaks. Wu-Tang said protect your neck, and I protect my mind from the negativity and doubt that tries to grind down the edges of the vision, blur the clarity of the purpose that I'm serving with sincerity. Hustle isn't just the money, hustle is the craft, hustle is the discipline to make the good things last. But let me tell you what the hustle isn't. The hustle isn't running from the things you're missing. It isn't numbing out with work to avoid the pain. It isn't sacrificing health to chase the fame. True hustle has a purpose and a reason and a why. True hustle builds a life and not just a highlight reel to fly. Balance is the secret that the grind culture forgets. You can work hard and still be present, still be whole, no regrets. Now I'm at a point where the work is bearing fruit. Every seed I planted is beginning to take root. But I remember every morning before the harvest came, every doubt, every setback, every moment in the rain. The hustle season taught me patience more than anything. That the timeline of your blessing isn't up to you to bring. You plant, you water, you tend, you wait. You trust the process even when it feels too late. And when the harvest comes, you share it with your people. Cause the hustle that divides us was never meant to be equal. Real hustle elevates the ones who are around you. Real hustle builds a table wide enough to surround you with the people who supported every step of the climb, with the ones who held you down through every difficult time. Hustle season never ends, but the reasons evolve. From survival to legacy, from problem to solve. Hustle season all year round, from the silence of the night to the city sound. Hustle season, we don't stop or sleep. We plant the seeds so our people can eat. All day, all night, but never forget why you started. Never forget who you're doing it for. Hustle season, let's get it.
Mentality. Not a title, not a crown. A way of moving through the world. Let me break it down. King's mentality. Forever, ever, ever, ever. King's mentality. I move different, think different, operate on another level. Every obstacle I face, I turn it into a medal. Sharp mind, sharper tongue, vision clear as glass. Built for the future while they still living in the past. King's mentality means you never move from fear. You calculate the risk and then you make your presence clear. You don't ask for permission to occupy your space. You walk into every room and you own the place. Not with arrogance, with confidence, there's a difference there. Arrogance is empty, confidence is rare. It comes from knowing who you are beneath the surface things. From understanding that your value doesn't come from rings or chains or cars or any of the things they told you matter. King's mentality survives when all of that gets shattered. Because the real crown sits between your ears and in your chest, and no one can remove it when you truly pass the test. King's mentality, crown already on. King's mentality, even when no hope is gone. They tried to break the spirit, but the spirit don't bend. King's mentality, this is where I begin. King's mentality, not about the throne. King's mentality, built it on my own. Every day I wake up and I choose to be great. King's mentality, that's the only you stay.
Calculated every step, never moved out of fear. Every sacrifice I made is gonna be crystal clear. When the history books write it, they'll know I stood tall. King's mentality means you rise every time you fall. A king studies his environment, knows the terrain, knows the difference between the sunshine and the rain, knows which relationships are genuine and which are transactional, knows which moves are visionary and which are just rational. A king builds institutions, not just individual wealth. A king understands that power means the power to help the ones who are beneath you on the social ladder climb. A king extends a hand and says there's room for all of us to shine. King's mentality rejects the scarcity of mind that says another person's win means less for you to find. There's enough success for everyone who's willing to work. King's mentality means you never let that truth lurk. Let me tell you what a king is not. A king is not the loudest voice inside the room. A king is not the one who needs to take up all the space. A king is not the ego that consumes. A king is measured, patient, and deliberate in his ways. A king is building something that outlasts his days. A king is serving first and ruler second in the line. A king is defined by how he treats the people in the grind. Now I carry this mentality through every room I enter, through the summer of success and through the cold of winter, when the world is celebrating and when the world is cold, when I'm at the top of everything and when I'm feeling old. King's mentality is not a mood, it's a commitment to the highest version of yourself in every given minute. It's the choice you make before you even leave the house, to show up as the king and let that energy throughout every interaction, every conversation, every deal, to lead with authenticity and with everything that's real. Because the world has too many pretenders on the throne, too many people building kingdoms out of borrowed stone. King's mentality is built on solid ground, on truth and on integrity, and on a wisdom found in every failure, every lesson, every scar. King's mentality is knowing exactly who you are. King's mentality, crown already on. King's mentality, even when the hope is gone. They tried to break the spirit, but the spirit don't bend. Mentality, this is where I begin. A king's mentality. The crown was never given. It was always yours. You just had to claim it. King's mentality. Forever, ever, ever, ever. King's mentality. Sometimes I sit and wonder what they'll say when I'm gone. Not the awards, not the accolades, but the real things, the human things. What did I mean to somebody? Legacy. Yeah. What do I leave behind when my time is done? More than just a name, more than battles won. I want my children's children to feel what I felt, the hand I was given and the cards that I dealt. I think about mortality more than people know, standing at the crossroads watching everything go. The ones before me left a blueprint in their art. Tupac left his soul, Biggie left his heart, and I'm just trying to add my chapter to the book, that every generation after us can look and find something that resonates, something that's real, something that articulates exactly what they feel. Legacy is more than fame, it's more than what you own. It's the seed you plant in people that continue when you're gone. It's the conversation that your music starts at 3 a.m. when somebody needs to feel less alone again. Legacy, legacy. What will they say? That I live with purpose every single day. More than a song, a blueprint for the ones who gotta carry it on. Yeah. Legacy, legacy, written in the truth for the elders who came before, and for the youth,
Legacy is more than what you leave behind. Legacy is how you live and how you use your time. I write these words for the ones who came after, for the tears they'll cry in the moments of laughter, for the ones who feel lost in a world that don't care. Legacy is knowing that somebody was there. Pac left letters in his music for the ones in pain. Big left a blueprint for the ones who came. And I'm just a vessel trying to carry the tradition of turning human struggle into musical ammunition. Against the forces that would have us all divided, against the systems that would leave us all misguided. Legacy means you stood for something real, that you didn't just perform it, that you actually feel every bar right. I ask myself the question, is this the truth or is this just an impression? Because legacy demands authenticity. It demands that you show up as who you actually be. To my children, if they hear this when I'm long gone, know that every word I wrote it for the home, for the family, for the love, for the things that matter most. Not the stages and the spotlights, not the fame, not the boast. I wanted you to know me through the music that I made, to understand the man behind the words on the page. I loved deeply, I struggled hard, I fell and got back up. I gave everything I had until the well ran up. Legacy it's not just built in moments of success. It's built in how you handle every moment of distress. How you treat the ones who can't do nothing for your career. How you show up for your people through the doubt and the fear. I've seen legacies destroyed by ego and by pride, by the inability to keep the real self inside. The public face and private face becoming different things, until the person underneath forgets what being real brings. So I choose to be consistent in the dark and in the light. The same man in the studio as I am at night, when nobody's watching and the cameras are gone. The same values and the same love carrying on. And when my final chapter is eventually written, let it say I love my people and I live what I was given. Let it say I use my voice for more than just the fame. Let it say I made a difference and I never played the game. Legacy, legacy. What will they say? That I live with purpose every single day. More than a song, a blueprint for the ones who gotta carry it on. Legacy. I live, I love, I fall, I fell. But I got back up and I live to tell the story of a person who refused to give in. Legacy. This is where it ends and where it begins. Legacy, 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 legacy.